everyone, and welcome back to the Unbothered Podcast, where we like to chat about the challenge. And we're back for another week of breaking down the challenge AllStars Season 4. We are on episode 10, titled, It Was a Good Jay.
It was a good Jay.
It
Okay, look
was
at
a
my
good Jay.
avatar. Look at my
I
bangs, you
would,
guys.
I would be so stoked if they named a whole episode after me.
Right? Me
Me
I
too.
mean, I'd be like,
too.
this is the greatest thing ever.
Yes. If you are watching this, Tonya made herself an avatar because she was like, I'm not getting on camera today. And we didn't realize you could make your own avatars through Zoom.
It's super cute.
It's so cute and
Wait,
funny, and we're gonna do it.
my next one's gonna be so much cuter, but I'm cracking up because I can actually move my head and my bangs flow back and forth.
And we're gonna make ourselves avatars and record
I'm gonna be
next
an
week's
animal.
episode. Like, I'm gonna be a puppy.
Mine's gonna be sexy.
I can't wait to play around with it.
I know.
So this week you have myself, Nadine, along with Tia and Tonya, and we are recapping this latest episode. So we're going to jump right into it. We got a lot to talk about, especially towards the end here. We open up the episode with them returning from the previous elimination, which was Cara sending home Cam and getting back her star that she needs to run the final. Cara is ecstatic. Majority of the rest of the house,
It's
not so
not.
much.
I was ecstatic.
Yay,
I was
Cara.
ecstatic. We were like, yay! And she was like,
Yay.
yay! Come on. What's the little unicorn thing's name? Jimmy?
Star Maria.
Yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
was cute.
Her little stuffed little
friend.
unicorn thing that a fan sent her.
Yes.
She took with him for good luck. She was like, we did it. I thought it was the
Yeah.
praying mantis at first. I was like, oh, she named him Jimmy. Oh wait,
I
no, she's
thought
talking
so
about
She
herself.
kept him.
The mantis was just hanging out on her like helmet the whole time.
That's nice of her.
Yeah,
What's that?
so
Supporting the fans.
oh yeah. I think Tina's got one now too.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
She had her own little Jimmy. I was like, if I knew that's all it took, I too would have gone to 5 and below. Bought
Right?
every single one of you MFers a little stuffed something, and you could take it on TV, and I could be like, oh, I did that.
Yeah, that's mine.
No, but it is pretty cool. We have a scene with Laurel and Nicole. We all fast forward through that bullshit.
Yep, I did. Twice. I watched the episode twice and I fast forwarded twice.
I was like, ugh, don't need to see it.
Couldn't do it fast enough.
Same.
Dick.
Oh, and then we have Jay lamenting that he still hasn't gotten a star or an opportunity to get one because he has not lost, nor has he won a daily. He's always been in the safe middle group, which is fine in a season where you don't need a star or a skull or whatever to run a final. But we are not in that kind of season. So being in the middle group the whole time is not beneficial. Cara is still in disbelief that Laurel didn't put her ass in the elimination against her. Could that have been Laurel's last chance?
It would have been so amazing if TJ came up and said, "You're
That's
done,
it, ladies.
Nobody else getting stars."
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
ladies without stars can leave now.
Yep.
That's exactly what he should do because they've all had
I
enough.
totally agree.
Makes
Yeah.
me mad that they don't.
I want to
Right.
know what twist they throw in there to have it to where 4 people of each gender run the final when there was only 6 stars, but we'll probably find that out next week. The remaining cast just all kind of like chat on and off with each other about who wants to go in, who doesn't want to go in, who wants to get a star, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they have to know they're towards the end here. Like, we know they are because we know how many episodes we get, but like, y'all have to know, you got to be counting the amount of people left and be like, okay, we're getting real close.
Yeah.
And then we get a monologue from Adam about how much he loves Steve and how Steve's his brother from another mother. And, I think Adam needs to try a different type of yoga because this version is just, it's not real good for him to maintain a calming nature because he loses his shit constantly.
I actually was like, that's really sweet. All the things that he's saying about him. That's so nice. And then we find out what happens towards the end.
Yeah.
But I want to point out, did you guys see where Flora said something about like a lot of uh people that have stars don't want to go in? Well,
No
duh.
fucking it.
That's the point. What
Hello,
planet is
already
she
went
on?
in and got my star. You go in, bitch.
What,
Oh wait,
It's
who
so
owns mine?
bizarre that they're so focused on Kara and her
I
star.
know.
Like,
Kara's doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Hoard that star.
yeah.
Period.
I
It's a
just don't
lifeline.
understand it either. I don't understand it. It's like
I
very
don't know.
bizarre. Like even Cam recently on her podcast, the podcast was like, Kara and her star. It's like, well, everybody's protecting their star. Why do you think what's his name Adam has a fit at the end?
Oh, we'll get to that fit too.
I know.
As they
Yeah,
say, they hate me because they ain't me.
Yep.
exactly.
And that rings
Jealous,
true for Kara.
jealousy rears its ugly head.
Green is not a good color on any of you.
No.
Should stop donning that outfit. So after we get a clip of Adam's yoga sesh, Derek says how he wants to build himself and Ryan a retirement center in Arizona with 9 cats. I laughed. I'm like, I love the dream.
I
Like
know.
nine cats is very specific. I wonder why
I
9
know.
cats.
Can you imagine the kitty litter boxes for 9 cats? No way.
They better be
Do you
automatic litter
know? Do you
boxes.
know how much fun it would be to hang out with them in their retirement home?
Oh my God.
Oh my
Please
God.
have a spot open for me. I'll bring my own cats
I know.
and my
I
own
am too.
bestie.
I know. I'm sad that we're getting more of them because they're just so naturally entertaining.
They are. I love them together so
They
much.
are always having a good time, no matter what.
Mhm.
They're just chilling.
I hope we
And
get a lot
like,
of that during season 40.
yeah, me too.
I know.
More
I
of
love
them.
them. They're
I,
fun.
They are fun. So we
I
hop
just
on
posted
over.
a,
Ooh, go ahead.
sorry to jump in on I
Okay.
posted a clip from Ryan's Instagram where they said, what's your favorite moment from AllStars filming? And he said that it didn't air, but Derek surprised him with a sobriety birthday party to
Aww.
celebrate
Oh,
because
why didn't they air that?
I know, and that
Ah,
Derek remembered his sobriety date, and they did a
Aww.
big where all of them had champagne glasses filled with apples with sparkling cider,
Mm.
and he cried. He only had 8 months at the time.
that's so sweet.
That
Well,
is
That's
we
what
had
I'm
nice.
talked
just
about
saying.
it. We had talked about it on one of our recaps before, how hard that would be. And he's doing such a good job, um, not letting it get to him because they all drink and,
There's nothing
Even at
else
the
to do in that
table,
house.
being in recovery myself, the first thing I noticed is like at the table when everybody's supporting him,
hmm
everybody's got their alcoholic drinks in front of him while they support him not drinking. And it's like, that's great and all, but that would be really hard. Like he really gets a lot of credit for being able to do this.
Absolutely. I
Totally
agree.
agree. Yeah.
I love Ryan. I just wish he wasn't
Well,
a
I
coward this
felt bad.
episode.
Felt bad when I met him in March. I was wasted.
Girl, I think we
And
were
he was
all
sober.
wasted.
Yeah.
Was he or was he sober yet?
Oh
He
no, he was sober.
he was
I don't think he
sober.
was.
Oh,
Yeah. Right?
I
Yeah.
don't think he was drinking.
Mm-mm.
Oh, look, the rest of us were too drunk that we
I
wouldn't have
was
fucking
hammered.
noticed. And Adam was hammered. And so was
Yeah.
oh,
Sebastian. Oh my
really?
God. Sebastian was blitzed.
Yeah.
He
Apparently he and
was
I were
just
high-fiving each other a lot. I don't even remember
That
it.
is
they
so
were
funny.
you were bonding over Florida.
Yeah. His parents live around near me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of us we were all like, okay, we're done. You signed our poster. Next.
I was like, who's
Move
Sebastian?
along. What's that?
Who's Sebastian? Corey
Uh-huh.
explained.
He actually was very nice in person, but
I
we're
bet.
getting off on such a tangent. He was on Survivor and he was such like a non-entity. He was so very just passive, and then he was the same way on the challenge.
And he
Yeah.
was up Tori's
I want to
butthole.
see like ooh in a fight, and he
He
doesn't.
seems like a very nice guy. Like he would
He
be
was
very nice.
he was very sweet. He's
Yeah.
a sweet person.
Yeah,
He's
I
very,
just
yeah.
don't need to see him on my TV doing challenges.
right. Or doing Tori.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my,
So back to the episode.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's
you can
okay.
edit all that.
We're at the daily. No, that all is staying in. We're at the
Yeah.
daily. It's called Roll With It. It's some carnival type game where they're like in a shopping cart and they have to like get themselves from one end of the course to the other and they can lasso if they need to. Loved TJ's intro on the bike.
Oh my gosh. My
Coming in
song. I love that
genuine.
song. So,
That was so amazing.
It was
so
great.
sexy.
I
I
love
love
TJ on
it.
AllStars. You can tell he has so much more fun.
So much fun,
Yes.
yeah.
So TJ announces this will be a men's only elimination. It seems like it's not a fun daily to watch, but it seems
No.
like
No.
it would be fun to do. Ace is feeling very confident. He's like, Lasso, I got this. The rest of them are like, I pretend to lasso when I sing along to Shania Twain. But Jay works smarter and not harder.
That was
Yeah.
like an OG move right there.
That was
He
a
did.
Yeah.
baller move, man.
And he
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. They didn't say you had to lasso yourself from one point to the other. They just said you can. So he's like, you
Well,
know what? I'm strong enough. I'm going to push myself from one point to the other. And it fucking works.
the crazy thing is I didn't see anybody else try to do what he did after he did
Yeah.
it.
Why weren't they copying him? Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Maybe they weren't as strong and couldn't push themselves far. I don't know.
Could be they just weren't paying attention. Maybe they thought you did have to lasso and was hoping that he would get DQ'd, but
Yeah.
joke's on them.
Yeah.
He doesn't. So he ends up winning for the men, which he's like, yes, this is what I need. I need it to win so I can put myself into elimination, try to get myself a star. Laurel wins for the women, not that it matters because it's not a female elimination. And the middle group ends up consisting of Derek, Ace, Cara, Adam, and Nicole, which leaves the losing group as Avery, Veronica, Flora, Leroy, Ryan, and Steve. And the three guys.
TJ said Flora, Avery, and Veronica. We don't want to sleep here. You're done.
He's like, could you please finish?
Hey, there was a rare misstep on the music. I hate Cotton Eye Joe. I hate it. And they were playing it during that.
Really?
I
love
hate
Cotton
that
Eye
song.
Joe.
Do y'all like it? I'm sorry. I hate
Yeah.
it. Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
can
It was fun.
understand
it
hating
irritates
though.
the crap out of me.
I can understand. I totally get it.
Also, Ace was just like rolling off into the sunset at one point.
I
Did y'all
know.
see that?
Yes.
It's like, bye. Bye, Ace.
Oh my God. Sookie's like digging at her bowl, like, feed me dinner.
Oh,
I did that right before I got on.
I'll have to feed her. Well, but the thing is, side tangent, you can skip like 20 seconds if you don't want to hear this, but I have to stand guard when I feed Sookie because Leroy's nose is like a honing beacon
no.
for food, and he does not give a fuck that
I
it's
love
not his
Leroy.
food.
He steals her food.
He will steal her food. And I mean, she'll do the growl thingy,
Boss.
like, please leave my food alone. She'll never do anything. But like, I don't want to take the chance because, he's old and
Sure.
stuff. So we stand guard. So she will eat her food because he eats it like a Hoover and she eats her food, daintily.
It's a cute little old man.
Yeah.
I know, right?
He's a vacuum cleaner and she's dainty, like nibble, 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 nibble. What are you doing, dog? So anyway, I'm gonna do that after this. So any hooties, side tangent over about our dog. So like I said, Jay ultimately does want to put himself in. He would like to face Ryan as he doesn't want to go against somebody he considers his friends, which are Leroy and Steve. It's cute how they call themselves ocelot cats. They're like, we're small and we don't look like we'll kill you, but we'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
Small but
I
If you
love
mighty.
piss
that.
us off.
That was
I love
actually
it.
really funny. He was
And
like, I
Jay's
can't
like,
spell it, but we're
don't ask me to
ocelot.
spell it, but we are ocelots. And I was like, God, how many more times can we say ocelot in this episode? Like, I feel like I need to make a drinking game out of it. I'd be fucked up by halfway through the episode, but
Have we
Just
ever heard
saying.
him say it before this episode? Because this was the first
No,
time I
so
noticed it.
we would have to change our drinking game based on the episodes.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, also, how cool would it be to have a TJ medal?
Yes.
TJ
Oh,
Laurel
yeah.
won that TJ medal.
That's pretty cool. I want a TJ
Yeah,
medal.
I want
They
one.
probably took them back from them, so they can't sell it on the internet afterwards.
I would just steal it. I'd walk away with it.
I'd be like,
I
what
would
medal? I don't know
TJ
what you're talking about.
anything. I would take TJ
Right?
anything. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd just pack
anything.
TJ in your suitcase to be like, where's TJ? I
Yeah,
don't know. Who's TJ?
no idea. No idea. Yeah.
I don't know what that
Oops.
is. So now Ryan is starting to get nervous because even though he was like, yeah, I'll go in, whatever, I guess it's us. He's like, I don't know if I want to go in. And it's like, we are on episode 10.
Right?
Yeah.
You cannot afford to be picky at this point.
He did such an
Um,
about face on it, though.
he really did. I think he
Yeah.
freaked himself out
I
because
think he did
he was
too.
probably worried, like, what if it's physical? Jay is in really good shape. He's got guns. Ryan's
I think
like,
he said that actually, didn't he?
I'm in really good shape for laying on the beach. Like, we
Yeah.
are not the same.
No. Ryan has definitely not been pulling it out like Jay has been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Ace
Not that
talks
he's
about,
bad, but
no, not at all. And then Ace talks about how he's uncomfortable saying Ryan's name because he has a deal to not say Ryan's name. And for those of you that maybe don't follow anybody on social media, Ace did make a post. And Ace does not post on social media a whole lot, but he did make a
Right.
post explaining why he feels the way he does about Ryan, and it has to do with AllStars, I think season 1. And essentially, right before they arrived for AllStars and had to quarantine for a week because still COVID. Hang on one second. Sorry, dogs. Um, Ace lost his cousin, whom he was really, really close with, and he was having a really hard time. While they were quarantining in the hotel, Ryan happened to be in the room above him, and he could hear Ryan's voice probably through the vents. And he just basically said, like, Ryan helped keep him sane during that week of quarantine. And he's like, I'm forever grateful to him. And Ryan's like, oh my God, I didn't know this. Like, it was just so sweet. Like,
It was
you
a very
still,
touching
it
story.
was so
it really
touching.
was. There was
Yeah.
no way to read that and not feel it like
Yeah.
emotionally in your heart.
Yeah,
It was really special. It was very Ace is super kind and so is Ryan. So I love that.
I know. It just made me love them both
Yeah.
even more. Love them. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love.
They're just nice, genuine people. Like, how can you
Yeah.
They
not
are.
love them?
Yeah. And I
They
never
are.
heard a bad thing said about them. And I feel like if anybody does say a
Mm-mm.
bad thing about them, that person's the problem. Laurel.
Yeah.
Right.
Laurel. Loser Laurel.
uh, so poor Steve. Poor Steve. He takes a shower. He gives us a rundown of
No,
his
he's
routine,
hysterical.
his
I
I
body
love
was
Steve.
scrub, his
crying. I was
his
laughing so
wet
hard.
hair leave-in conditioner that he later quickly feels like he wasted. I
Yeah.
took a shower and I'm already feeling icky. What a
It's
waste
like
of leave-in
it's like
conditioner.
lavender scented whatever.
An
What was the
almond
deal
scrub.
though? They're talking about him like taking a shower, and the last shot they show is the toilet. Like, what? Why would you pan to the toilet?
I didn't notice that.
Maybe they couldn't pan to the shower. I don't know.
Or just, I don't know, fade to black.
I don't know.
Don't
It's
go to the toilet. I don't
odd
know, it's weird.
editing.
But that was cracking me up. Steve cracks me up.
He
Yeah,
cracks
they
me
had
up
a year
too.
to edit this and they couldn't handle that part.
Thank you.
No.
Yes.
So then we see Ace talking to Kara and Leroy and even Steve about how he really doesn't want to say Ryan's name. Kara is flabbergasted. She's like, what? What do you mean? And she's basically like, well, I didn't want to go against Rachel and I didn't have a fucking choice. Like,
It was
Right?
kind of out of the blue, though. I mean, it was like I don't know.
yeah.
And then Ace was
And
like stumbling over his words,
like he didn't know how to
you know?
explain it. I
Yeah.
guess in a way, because I guess he was feeling like he didn't want the other guy, because the other two guys that were up for nomination are in the same damn room as he's saying this.
Right.
So I'm sure he was feeling guilty, like, I don't know how to explain
Yeah.
this. Like, I feel bad because I'm basically telling these guys, like, sorry, you're all fucked.
Yeah.
And Leroy is now, annoyed because he feels he's at risk and he's having flashbacks of Laurel not putting herself in place of Cam. And he's like, I know Jay said that he's going to do this, but like, I don't
Can
even
you
want to
trust
take the
him?
chance
Yeah.
of being down there and Jay pulls a Laurel because that could very well happen. And Steve and Leroy are both kind of just eye rolling and they're like, well, I guess it's going to be us over Ryan. And I will say the majority of the men this season are pretty laid back about elimination prospects. Like,
Yeah.
they could
Yeah.
be throwing fucking fits, all this shit, and they're just like, oh, well, it is what it is, I guess. I'm like, you're all so mature. Maybe it's just too much drama with the women. The guys are like, I don't even have the energy to be dramatic, to be
No.
honest with
You
you.
guys saw the clip that Jay did that from the podcast he's doing with, is it Andy? Can't
I don't
remember who
know.
the podcast is with. There's a clip of him that was on Twitter, and he's like, "You guys think you know what it was like being in the house with Laurel and Nicole? You have no idea. Like
Oh,
they aren't even
well, we can't
showing
wait to
even,
ask him.
yeah, a glimpse of it. Like it's so much worse."
We are supposed to talk to him in a few days, so we'll see if we can get some
Yeah.
info.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll save it then. I'll
I
shut
mean,
up.
think about I can see that because think about
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're seeing and how much we hate it, and
And it's only
Yeah.
he's
10 seconds.
there. Right.
No, and he literally said like 1 minute, like they are literally screaming and yelling at each other all day, and
Oh,
then getting it
God.
on in the closet that night.
Oh, my
So gross.
God.
They're
So
like
gross.
torturing everybody.
While Jemmy did say that she had PTSD from having to deal with it on X on the Peak, and that was a much shorter period of time.
Yeah, yeah.
She was like, I'm sending y'all my therapy. That whole house is probably going to be sending Laurel and Nicole's therapist their fucking therapy bills, sending somebody their therapy bills. I know
I
I
just hope
fucking need it.
I would like the whole cast to speak out and just little tidbits and stuff about how bad it was with them because
I
I
think
just think
Ryan
that
did too.
did he?
I think so.
Well, I
Yeah.
know he was talking about it a little bit on Zach Nichols' podcast. The one clip I saw, he was like, literally within like 10 minutes of reintroducing himself to Laurel, Laurel's
Oh yeah,
talking to him about Nicole at the
yes.
airport,
At the
At the
airport.
airport. Right.
which is what she did with Cara. And Nicole did the same fucking thing. Like, I think my ex is here. Like, yes, we fucking know. Thanks. We haven't even
God.
got on the plane yet, and I'm already sick of you. God. So Jay tells Ryan he is 100% putting himself in. Ryan is saying, I'm fine with whatever those 5 people decide, i.e., he doesn't want to go in. Jay's kind of disappointed in him now, which I can understand.
I get
Yeah,
it. Sure.
And while I get Ryan's stance again, this is episode 10. Like, you don't really have a lot of opportunities. So we
right.
get to nomination time. There's only 5 people nominating. And I do want to point out, by the way, that the way Nicole is speaking during nominations, she sounds normal.
Yes, she
I can
does.
Hey,
understand her perfectly fine. She
it's
sounds
all
normal
it has long been a rumor that she puts it on for
for the
effect.
cameras.
So
Speech
yeah.
impediment, my ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't like her sister or somebody call her out on it?
Her
Didn't we
So
sisters
talk?
I
did.
was like,
Yeah.
her sister supposedly said she does not, the accent is fake and
Right.
she's putting that on for the camera and she does not have a speech impediment. She was not born with a speech impediment. I would love to find where that was set at so that we could, because recently Nicole piped
I
in
know. She
somewhere on
keeps
social
saying, oh,
media
it's
and
a
said
speech
that.
impediment.
So then people are, of course, defending her and getting upset about people teasing her. And it's like, I would love to find the receipts on the sister saying that.
Yeah.
It's so long ago because it was like
Good.
right after her season of The Real World.
Just
Yeah.
Because I
digging.
remember when the sisters first said, like, no, she's exaggerating. Because everybody was like, everybody said when the sisters were on the season of The Real World, when they like came and visited, and they were like, the sisters don't
What
have
is this? Yeah.
that
Yeah.
accent. Like, why is it just Nicole? And they're like, she's exaggerating for the cameras. Girl, we know. Just stop trying to pull the wool over our eyes. It's not gonna work.
Well,
Anyway,
it sounds stupid. Whatever.
Yeah,
so
it
despite
doesn't sound good at all.
no, it doesn't. So despite the fact that Steve is Adam's brother from another mother, Adam still votes for him.
I know.
Votes for him and Leroy. Because Ryan doesn't want to go in.
Right.
So because Ryan doesn't want to go in, your brother from another mother is the sacrificial lamb. Okay. And then we cut to Jay in the house saying to Steve, so when Adam votes you in, because he will, and if you beat
Right.
me, are you going to take Adam's star? And Steve's like, well, that's something to consider. Because Steve's probably like, fuck, I didn't think about the fact Adam might vote
I
me in.
love Jay for calling him out like that, though. That was
I
awesome.
know, me
Hmm.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too.
Cara does not say Steve's name. She
Right.
says Ryan and Leroy. Not that it matters, because Ace refuses to say Ryan's name. So the nominations end up being Leroy and Steve because they only had 3 guys to pick from. So we get to the elimination. Poor Jay.
I know, right?
Of
That sucks.
all the elimination
You
setups.
know what? And I feel like in this situation, had he said, you know what, not gonna do it, I don't think anyone would have faulted him.
Yeah,
You
if he
know?
would have been like, I 100% wanted to do this, but
Yeah.
I am partially colorblind and
Mhm.
I'm not risking it
I think
because
the fans would have crucified him, honestly. I think that
I wouldn't
while the
have.
challengers
You think
might have,
what?
the fans would have crucified him.
Do you think?
Yes, because they are all loving on Jay that he did it. They are proud of him for doing it and standing his ground. Other challengers are more
Oh,
cutthroat, or yeah,
don't get me wrong, dude. He stood by his word. That was amazing. But I don't know that people really would have faulted him for it. Maybe I'm biased because I was sitting there watching it. My husband was sitting there in the
Oh yeah,
living
your
room with
husband's
me,
colorblind.
and he's colorblind. So he heard him talking about it. He's like, yeah, I get that, man. He's like, I can't tell them apart. So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know
I
that
it's
anyone
just
would have
crazy.
faulted him between the water and the like color gradients or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because I think everybody is so hot on how he proved himself, he showed himself, and this was his redemption. I feel like it would have I wanted him to not say he was going in. Let me just say that. I wouldn't have, but I feel like the online stuff that he's
Mhm.
getting is so supportive of him sticking by his word.
True. And he went out with his head held high. I mean, the guy had the
And
biggest
broke.
redemption arc of, you
Yes,
know,
Like Cara
yeah,
said, it's very rare to come across people who stand by their word in the challenge. She said, but unfortunately, it'll leave you broke.
right.
yeah,
Exactly. So I think though I would love to see him come back now and he does not have to do that. Like
Yeah.
he can just be
right.
Jay now. He
Yeah.
And
did his
he's
redemption.
and he's good. Like
Yeah.
I could see
Yeah.
him going far. Yeah.
Yeah.
It, yeah.
So can
Especially the
I.
more confident he gets. Because I feel
Yeah.
like this season he had to be a little less, I don't know. I feel like he had to just be a little more like on good behavior because he was coming for redemption, redemption season. But I
Mhm.
do feel like he can get in the mix a little more if he comes back again. Now he's
I
got
feel
confidence.
like
Yeah.
if it wasn't a color coded puzzle elimination, I think he would have been fine. It was the
Yeah.
colors that really, poor man could not tell the difference between orange and red.
And he had to plug his nose. He's not water. He's not a water
Oh,
guy.
Well,
yeah.
I
Nicole
mean,
said
it
he
was
doesn't like
even
water.
a little bit iffy there for Steve, who's apparently not colorblind. I mean, he was trying to get the gradients correct too
Yeah.
and having to read. So for somebody that you know, just kind of a quick aside story here. I had a green Max for years, and one day my husband just made some comment about my red car, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He had no idea my car was green. He thought it was red the whole time I had it.
Oh,
So,
that's funny.
so for Jay to, you know, not be able to like pick up the different hues of the same colors, I mean, I don't know.
Honestly, and look how good he did considering
Yeah.
Considering,
he doesn't
right?
like, he can't do water and he's colorblind and they were neck and neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I know. I was
Yeah, I'm
really
so proud of
sad
him.
to see him lose. Like, I mean, I'm happy that Steve's still there, but this was a hard one, for Jay to
Yeah.
lose because I was like, he's just at such a disadvantage. First of all, he
Yeah,
hates water, and he can't see the colors. So I'm like,
right.
oh God.
I
I was like,
also
but you
feel
know
like
what?
we kind of, I feel like we kind of have a special place for Jay because he's in Unbothered and has been for a
Yeah,
long time. So I feel like he's like one of our guys.
Yeah, I think
he's
that's
real
part of it
active in
too.
the group. He's always been real
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So, um, the name of the challenge though was Shishka Stack.
Yeah.
Am I missing some? What does that mean?
I think it's
Yeah.
supposed to be a play on shish kebab.
Oh, did not get that.
Oh, that went right over my head. I did
Yeah.
not get
So
that.
at first I was like, is
Which
one of them
is sad.
Jewish? Is that why we named it that? And I was like, I don't know. And I was like, shish kebab.
Because they like made a point about it, and I just was not getting it.
I like
So
how
Me
Jay
neither.
ran around the
thank you,
tank and
Tonya. It
magically
wasn't just me.
No,
and
yeah. I
magically
was
got
like,
his
okay.
uniform. His
Word I
uniform
don't.
after running.
What's that?
I said I laughed how he had to change his uniform by running around the tank and then it was magically
Oh,
changed.
I hate those. Those are so lame.
But
When
you could tell
when
everybody knows
Steve
they are.
was eye fucking the camera,
Oh
Yes.
my
And
God,
then
I know.
TJ started
and
taking off
TJ's
his
all like,
jacket and
"Woo!"
he's like, nah. Yeah.
That
I
was
did.
hysterical.
That was pretty fucking hilarious.
Steve
I
is just
laughed at Steve.
naturally funny. He's just
Yeah.
like we have a lot of good personalities that really could have
Yeah,
made the season so fun, but they're so focused. The edit is so focused on just these certain storylines. But
I
can you
know.
imagine how much other fun stuff is going on in the house that we aren't seeing?
Yes. Oh my God.
yeah, totally
I need
agree.
more. I need more
Because
Steve in the wild.
for me, like everybody got so focused on the challenge and it being the fifth sport, and it's all about the competition. And although,
Yeah. I miss the
yes,
fun
there's
stuff.
that, but the relationships that go on, good and bad in the house, really are
Is
for
what
me
makes it.
a big part of it. And it's like now
Well,
we've lost that completely. It's like we can't
I
have a
think
balance.
that's why people like that started like all the old school earlier episodes, you really, really got to know the people.
Yeah.
And so we've all grown along with all of them. And now it's just mostly competition based, and you're not seeing
Yeah.
their personalities
Yeah.
come out.
Because we want to know, do we like them or not like them? And by knowing
Right.
how they're interacting in the house and seeing what they're saying and doing and who they are, we'll get a better feel. And so
Yeah.
then we
Right.
can either, like as much as I hated Johnny most of his career on the show, but like I value him being what he brought to the table because I needed to hate him. It was
Yeah.
part of it. So we need to like
You
some
got to
and
have
not
a
like some.
villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. Well, we got villains. We got Laurel.
Yeah.
We got Flora. We got
Oh
Adam.
God. I know. Now, Adam, I definitely want him to come back, even though I can't stand him right now. But I think he definitely, adds something. Laurel, I just think needs to go check herself in somewhere.
We're about to talk about Adam
Yeah.
though, and
Speaking of
he
Adam,
Oh yeah,
royally
okay.
pissed me off in this
so
episode.
after Jay loses and Steve wins, Steve already has a star. So Steve can now steal somebody else's star, man or woman, and give it to somebody else. He leaves the lady stars alone and he decides to make a move and he takes Adam's star and gives it to
Wee.
Ace. And he's like, Adam can now vie against Ryan and Derek to get his star back.
Yep.
Adam has
Yeah,
an absolute meltdown in his confessionals. Gone is the brother from another
Like
mother
a
sentiment.
2-year-old
yeah,
child.
I mean, like
yeah.
intense.
I haven't noticed on social media yet him saying anything about that little temper tantrum. Like,
I'm
I'd
gonna
be
be
curious.
honest. I actually thought he was joking at
I did it
first.
first. I did it first too.
And then I realized, oh no, this dude's pissed. Like, where did that anger and like just hatefulness come from?
Yeah, but dude, he did that switch up on Kara too, in my
I
opinion.
know. I think Nadine's right. I think he needs a new like yoga program. He needs to go to
This
anger
ain't working.
management.
Or switch up some medications. I don't know. Because he kind of always was like that. If you go back to his OG days, he was such a menace and just
But
like,
I actually thought he had changed.
I
There's
did
this like
too.
underlying just seething anger. you know,
Yeah, it
Agreed.
was bizarre. It was like
so bizarre.
hatred. It was like pure hatred that came out. You were like,
Right.
whoa.
He was like, you're dead to me. You have no friends in or out of the house. I was like, bro, I thought you were his friend out of the house. You said you talked to him all the time over 22 years. It's like, I would delete every
Exactly.
text message, phone call. And I was like, dude, you voted him into elimination.
I would like to see
Well,
some social media action on this. We got to keep our
I
eye
thought
out
it was
because
really cute that Cara posted a picture of her and Steve and said, well, I guess I'm a nobody because I'm friends with Steve. So,
yes, Car
good for
totally
you.
supporting him. Yes.
Yeah, she could be like,
Hmm.
Steve, it's okay. You can be confident with me.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of nobodies
Yeah.
anyway.
I don't know. It was just the most bizarre thing. I don't
It
know.
really was. It was like imbalanced.
Also,
It was good.
well, so I was actually most excited, not most excited, but I was excited to see Adam and Flora, and they've been the biggest disappointments for me. But
I know.
Flora, she made the comment about Ace like playing under the radar and no one respects his game. What does she think she's doing? This is the season of hypocrisy.
It
Like
really is.
everybody is so hypocritical. It's like, I'm going to do
It's
this, but if
crazy.
you do this, you're wrong if you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
How dare you?
What?
That's very weird.
Yeah, the
It
whole
Is
is
thing's very
very
Flora
odd.
weird.
not playing a low key under the radar game because
You know, I
we don't,
don't
I
think,
forget she's even there.
I know. Didn't you think like Flora coming in? Like I didn't like her on her season, but I thought we'd get some good confessionals for out of
Yeah,
her. I
and they
thought she'd be,
started off okay. I thought she
yeah,
started off the confessionals were funny. But
she's
then she
just
just turned
nasty.
hateful too. I
Yeah,
don't, is it as we all get older, we just get meaner? Is that what, is that what the deal is?
I don't know. Because even on social media, like she's hateful on social media. She's not even funny.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I
true.
know. I
Just a
know.
disappointment.
Well,
And
they
it's just
show a little.
immature.
Yeah, I think so too. They show a little bit of a clip for next week's episode. It's probably going to be a purge
Yeah.
for the day. I
Yeah,
mean, we
that's
only
what I'm
got two
thinking.
episodes left. Episode 12 is the final. So I'm
They
curious
don't like the end.
if essentially the daily's going to be like, whoever wins male and female for the daily, they get the last spot for the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be something like that because there's no more stars.
I just,
I
True.
know.
like, why lay it out? Like, here's, you need a star to go to my final. Like,
If
you
you're
have to
going to
say
give other extra
500
people a
times.
chance.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
just stick to it. Like, screw them. If they didn't get it, they didn't get it.
Yeah. If you wanted it to be 4 and 4, you should have made 8 fucking stars available, not 6.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a production thing, unfortunately.
I know.
Hmm.
Idiots. But that's all we have for this week. I don't think there's really any behind the scenes tea, aside from the car and cam stuff that I'm
We could
tired
do
of
a
Right.
talking
whole
about.
episode, you guys, and break down the car and cam social media posts and the podcasts and the, yeah, bullet points.
Again,
They
I just would love for them to pick up the phone and call each other.
agree.
Right. Keep it off social media. I mean, the
I,
only thing I will say, and I think Ryan said this too, so I'll reiterate. Was it Ryan that said it? Kara's
Yeah.
never been a liar. She's never,
right.
no one has ever accused her of that. She's never been one that would lie. So I don't know. I'm Team Kara regardless.
I'm definitely Team Car. I think
Whatever.
that Cam doesn't seem to be able to have any self-reflection, but we've seen that through the whole um season this season that she hasn't been able to. I think
Hmm.
they both are looking at things and interpreting it through their experiences. So I don't think either is out and out lying, but I think that
Yeah.
they're both, giving what their experiences were. But it's
Hmm.
just sad that I felt like, although I wish Cara didn't say anything about the baby shower, because apparently that's a trigger, I feel like Cam just took it to a whole nother level of hate. Like she just was hateful. Cara said like one thing in this
Well,
podcast and all these posts about how great
I think
Cam
that's
is.
the thing is even on this season, Kara's never said anything bad about anyone specifically,
No.
but everyone else's confessions have been anger and mean towards Kara.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a
People are
lot.
just rude.
People are
It
rude.
is a lot. And if you listen to the people who are saying their experience with Cara, what they saw from Cara, it doesn't match these people that like are hyping up that Cara is all of this. And it's like, but these other people were in the same position as you in the house and they're not seeing that. So is that
Yeah.
really how you're interpreting her because you feel
Right.
some type of way about her. Because obviously Cam went into the house already with some baggage, so she's full of shit. She already had a resentment about Cara and didn't out it. You know,
And
they
Cara
had
was
she had this all
oblivious.
day. Yeah, Cara didn't even know it was there. So then coming off the season, trying to make everybody think that she is fine with everything. She's above it. It was game. It's over. You know, she's fine. Really, now you hear her spew all this stuff out on Johnny's podcast. She wasn't fine with any of it. She's not fine.
Yeah.
She's pissed and she's hateful
Well,
and not
she can
okay.
work through
So,
that on her time, I guess.
yeah. Well, if she thought that was going to help her case, I haven't been on social media to check it out, but when that clip posted that Johnny posted on every platform, man, she was just getting chewed up in the comments. So it
Mm.
didn't help her at all, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate because I actually like Cam. I just don't care for her this season.
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
I have been a fan of her until this season.
Yeah.
Same. But I guess we'll
There,
see how.
there was like a lag there or something.
Yeah,
There
I think
was.
it's your internet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Probably, but you're going through storms down in Florida, so
It's a storm. Yeah.
yeah. Anything else we wanted to talk about? I think that's it for me.
I say next week we do avatars.
Yeah, we'll do avatars when we record.
Can you switch them during? Like, can you do different ones?
Oh, I don't
I
know.
don't know. You have to
All right,
change
I'm gonna play
like your
around with it.
background, but
I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to make a better one than this. This was my 2-minute avatar to jump on. All right, ladies. It's
all
been
right.
fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
joining
thanks
us
for
again,
coming on.
Tonya. And for everybody, if you're not already following us, give us a follow, give us a like, and we will see you all next time.
Ciao.
Bye.